Hello, and welcome to another episode of Fireside with the Peg Leg Penman. I'm going to read you a piece from my second novel in the trilogy, Yamin. Yamin reached the lowlands on the opposite side of the bay, from where the Luca was still moored. Azure water rippled in the distance, but the faraway ship escaped his vision. Ancient temples dotted the landscape as he traveled. Men carrying baskets on the road ignored him. A woman and her 2 children stayed close. Too close. So he withdrew into the shrubs until they passed. One silent temple beckoned in the distance. Fighting the compulsion proved impossible. The demons within him grew more and more energized as he neared the time-worn structure. He served as the divining rod for their forceful will. He stopped at the temple's entrance. One last effort of resistance spread down his arm. He placed his hand on a pockmarked rocky slab supporting the opening. Stone, nothing more than rough-hewn limestone. It felt no more real to him now than before he had touched it. An absence of sensory input. A partial blindness brought on by his demonic affliction. An invisible fist wrapped around his innards, tugging him forward. He looked at the ground. Footprints. Someone had recently been here. A pagan priest? Another tormented soul like him? Welcoming midday sunlight streamed through the entrance behind him, only to be snuffed out by the darkness ahead. Inside the temple, a central cave corridor opened into an antechamber. An ancient mural decorated the walls and curved ceiling. Whorls and wavy lines, random pattern of diamonds and patches of oval, painted dark red swirled around him. He bent low and crossed a narrow passage with 2 steps leading downward. He stood erect in a room carved from sandstone seemingly eons ago. Dim light still filtered here from the passageway behind. The dank earthiness of dark places intermingled with a hint of flowery perfume his mother used to wear. Yamin's heart sank, and a lump formed in his throat. His bare feet produced a pattern that resonated endlessly into the connecting caverns. The oracle. Deep they delved. It is powerful. Use it. The demon's voices echoed in his head. A semicircular hole on the rear wall, the diameter of a man's arm, stood at the height of Yamin's mouth. Speak, and they will listen. Yamin paused, then spoke into the rock's void. I am empty. His voice magnified 100-fold and echoed throughout the entire structure. Had he uttered these words? Why? Bitterness, hate, resentment, anger, fear, and violence surged through him. A flash of his mother dying, a glimpse of his father coughing blood. Dar, his friend, eating at his family's table. Benay, his father's fishing companion, laughing at him as he struggled with his father's boat. He knew why. Fill me so that I may be whole again. I feel only torment. Come so that my senses may be restored. I am lost. Find me. Many voices replied. Their terrible utterances made his insides tremble. Even the demons inside of him were afraid. Our earthly wisdom is sensual. We walk like a roaring lion, seeking whom we shall devour. Give heed to us and listen to our doctrine. We are here. Seek us out. He followed their whisperings as they guided him through many narrow, darkening passages which led down into the cold, solid earth beneath the ancient island. He straightened when he entered the next room. Only shadow, yet he could still see. Where blindness should exist, another sense permeated his mind, as if he had memorized the structure previously. He did not need the light. In the center of the large opening stood a circular stone altar. Grimy stains clung to its rough surface. Thick chains hung from above. Darkness hid their starting points. Cut out of the surrounding rock walls were layers of stone resting places with hollows scooped out for bodies, all now empty. Down he went again, stooping and crawling through a slender passage into another large room, rimmed with narrow slits in the stone walls. Thousands of skeletons lay piled high on either side of the chamber. He peered through one of the slits. Even more skeletons, thousands more. Some had elongated skulls. Some piles were organized by bone type and others laid haphazardly strewn about. Yamin peered through another slit, an empty room. A thick square stone door, almost as tall as he, guarded its entrance. A second passage opened on another wall. "Go, it is not much farther," said the demons. He crawled into another passage, this one narrower and lower than others. Yamin's sense of knowing diminished. How much time had passed since he entered this cave? Had he been here for hours or days? He groped his way, pulled by the demons, until he reached a narrow ledge pathway, about as wide as a man. A sheer drop that seemed to have no end opened beyond the ledge into the right. A wall rose to his left. He stepped forward, staying close to the rock wall side. His foot knocked a small stone loose. As it fell, Yamin waited in vain for the report, signaling an end to the abyss. None sounded. He stopped, but not of his own will. His demons spoke in harmony. They are here. Ghostly images of gangly, ethereal beings emerged from an opening across the cave. They floated in single file along a narrow ledge below him, pouring from cracks in the walls as steam issues from a leaky clay pot. Too many were their number for Yamin to total. He stared in disbelief as he clutched to the rock around the opening. As the spectral multitudes passed along their path, each stopped and turned toward him. They raised their lanky arms in unison and beckoned him with their sinuous fingers. Terror rooted Yamin to the spot. He moved his left hand on the wall to steady himself. He did not contact cold rock, but something soft and wet. As it moved beneath his hand, a strong gust of wind came from the depths. The pressure swept him from the ledge, and he fell into the inky darkness below. The passage of time seemed to stop as Yamin plummeted forever downward. With each beat of his racing heart, the piercing penetration of dozens of demonic entities entered his vacant soul. A soul left void in the wake of overwhelming losses and perceived futility. Such was his experience until Yamin could feel no more, and his body landed with a squishy thud at the bottom of a stony pit darker than the depths of hell itself. Thank you for listening.